Yo, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Most Low Budget Movie Reviews. I am your host, Clarence. Thank you for tuning in. In today's episode, I have what is rumored to be the last in this series, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I got a lot of love for this franchise. Cruise continues to try to outdo himself with each entry. And he tries to outdo himself in every way. The plot gets more complicated. The missions, for lack of a better way to say it, more impossible. The stunts, those big set pieces are always, more and more over the top. And for those that don't know, this is part two of the story that they started with Dead Reckoning. The thing that came out in like 2022 or something like that. And there was like a 30-minute train sequence that was really impressive. And that's after a motorcycle parachute jump off a cliff. He does like 90% of his own stunts, which is, just crazy for a star of his caliber. But the skill, conditioning, and training to do all this stuff, you have no choice but to walk away impressed and respected. So after seeing the last one and knowing that this is supposed to be it, I just assume he's going to, lay it all out there and just go all out. I know he will try to, but can he actually top the last movie? Well, what is this one about? And actually, before I get started, just let me warn you, and I usually save this for the breakdown part of the podcast, but there's no hand-holding here with the plot. If you didn't see at least the first one, you simply won't appreciate anything this movie has to offer. Dead Reckoning is streaming on Prime, so if you haven't seen that one, I suggest you get up to speed with at least that one. And I keep saying at least that one, which I will revisit that conversation later. But anyway, right now I need to dive in. So they pick up 2 months after the events of the last movie. Ethan has the key to the source code of the AI known as the Entity. Still intent on locating and destroying it. Gabriel, who was working for the Entity, now has his own agenda for getting the key, which I won't get into. Let's just say the Entity and Gabriel's goals are no longer compatible. Spoiler free, we learned that something Ethan did several movies ago comes into play here, and he bears some responsibility. Gabriel does something to make Ethan understand that and cooperate with retrieving the source code and bringing it to him. And you know what? I'm dancing around a lot of stuff. Let me stop trying to break this down, because if you know, you know. Because if you don't know, there's no way I can just recap several movies and all the stuff that's going on here, so you kind of get it. But anyway, let's just say from there, Ethan and his team need to locate the submarine that sunk over a decade ago. Go down there, get it, download it, and use this poison pill that Luther created to, resolve things. So is this mission really impossible? What did the pros think? They came in at an 80% on 328 reviews, with the audience at an 89% on over 5,000 ratings on the Rotten scale. But what did I think? I'm not going to be too long-winded here on the positive part of it. You get everything you expect from Mission Impossible movie, huge set pieces that go on and on, very entertaining. There's that sub-sequence, then at some point he's like walking and hanging from a plane. No idea how they even really shot that. The action is just top-notch. I loved how the previous movies were interconnected and it didn't feel forced. It actually made sense. The missions do seem truly impossible. I love how they give you like a little sample of how it's supposed to go. And then someone interrupts and asks a question, and they're like, well, what about this or that? And that's the plan. And there's like, there's this disbelief like, okay, this is not going to work. And yes, it does count on a lot of improvisation and things breaking just right. But I will let that go because, it's a Mission Impossible movie. Now, there's a nice callback to a character, and we get to spend some time with that person, and we get to see what they've been up to, which was a very nice touch, I thought, and very unexpected. Again, if you ain't up on all your Mission Impossibles or you haven't seen certain ones, then this character and this interaction that they added this character will not mean anything to you. So everyone does get their chance to shine and do what they do best. We even have a tearful goodbye for one of the characters. Spoiler free, won't get into any of that. I mean, it's a good send-off for these characters, good send-off for the series, if this is indeed the last one. But was this conclusion as good as the setup? And I'm going to have to say no. Everything was on par with Dead Reckoning except one thing, and that was the story. I think they got too ambitious. They tried to juggle too many plot devices, so it kind of lacked some focus. Then they had to do a lot of backtracking because of that. So if you seen the movies, they had to go back and remind you of this or that. And if you've seen them, then they're just telling you stuff that you already know. If you haven't, they're just giving you little bits and pieces of things that you probably aren't really going to understand anyway. Then they do some pretty big exposition dumps. Since they really couldn't show you all these events from these other movies and from this thing and, oh, remember this or remember that. They couldn't just show it, so they kind of just had to tell you at some points. It was just too much, and it added to the already bloated 3-hour runtime. Had they removed just a little bit of it, cut it down to like 220, it would have had more of the impact I think that they were going for. As is, it's still very good. I would put this right at an 85% to stay consistent on the Rotten scale. I scored the other one higher, but yeah, this one is still very good. It's not great, but it is a very good conclusion for these characters. Not huge on the negative, since it would have been difficult to really live up to the previous movie. So, I mean, ultimately, I still say this is a must-see in theaters if you didn't go over Memorial Day weekend. And definitely go this weekend and check this one out. With that being said, I'll close it out right here. If this is your first time, don't make it your last. This has been a Podbean production, mostly low-budget movie reviews with Clarence. Thanks for support. I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. Definitely check out the YouTube channel, Low Budget Movie Reviews with Clarence. I have some different things going on over there that's not going on over here. I have some long-form videos, some discussions, some funny things that I took a swing and see how that worked out for me. Yeah, so definitely go and check this stuff out. Of course, I'm still up on all streaming platforms. And also now these podcasts will be going directly to YouTube as well, shortly after the download. After I upload it, it'll go to YouTube. So if you don't have one of those streaming services, you don't have Spotify or Apple or whatever, you can still just go to YouTube and you can listen to my podcast over there. Thank you guys once again. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Peace.